Ross is going to talk to us today about that long title.
Yeah, so I'm going to
take it away, Ross.
I'm going to talk about data integration, and I'm going to try to do it without boring you guys all to sleep, right? So I just started this job at this company that makes data integration software, and when I first looked at their software, I was like, God, this is the most boring thing ever. It sounds like it's something that, you know, Rational or IBM is going to sell you, and how could this possibly be open source? So I hope to tell you a little bit about it today, and I'm going to start with the history of computing as soon as that slide comes up. And sorry for, oh, there we go. So computing started with mainframes, or before that, but, you know, for the purposes of this discussion, your computer used to be in one room, right? And so your data used to be in one room. See the tapes in the front, right next to the wonderful 60s people? That contained all your data. And so if you needed data, you went to the computer room and got it. Uh-oh, we skipped a couple of slides. Go back one slide. Okay, well anyway. So as computers became smaller and more prevalent, microcomputers, personal computers, people had more computers, they needed to figure out how to connect all these computers together, so they made networking, and the result is that the data that you have everywhere has become more fragmented, and it's all over the place. Yet, people who make good business decisions need to have good data to make decisions, and I love this slide. This is what I call my business model slide, because there's models doing business, and they're obviously doing it wrong because he's got a pen and nothing to write on, and she's got a graph that makes no sense. But anyway, people started taking all their data and writing tools, writing like ETL scripts to take all their data and put it in a central data warehouse where their hip executives would report against it to make good business decisions, right? And then other companies started coming along. So companies build all this ETL stuff, and other companies come along and build business intelligence software. Big, huge reporting dashboards and analytics that you can look at and say, oh, you know, my sales in this region were this, and, you know, all your logistics and stuff, and then make good decisions like, you know, whatever, change the light bulbs in Walmart and save $1 billion. But all this stuff costs a lot of money. Think of the most money-grubbing company you can think of. That company, whoever it is, makes ETL software that's very expensive and makes business intelligence software that's very, very expensive. And so, in order to get into this field, you had to, you know, shake hands with the devil. I posted a tweet that said, when you read the terms data integration, data quality, master data management, what do you think of? The first response was, I think that someone's trying to sell me something. Right? But there are open source tools for this today, and that's good because data integration in today's internet, especially in the cloud, is everybody's challenge. Everyone has data scattered all over the place. No one's going to go buy it from a very expensive company. It's everyone's challenge, and that's why we started our company to build an open source data integration tool. Now I breathe. Okay, so people until now have been doing data integration themselves using Perl. How many people have written scripts that look like this? Right? How many people have kept them that simple? Right? Have they really kept that, stayed that simple? No. They get more complicated as requirements change and as new things start up and as, you know, and this graph, the blue line is the number of lines of code and the red line is the developer's sex appeal, irritability, personal life, marriage, relationships. So obviously what we need is something to help us out with this a little bit, and that's exactly what Talent is. Talent is based on Eclipse, and it's a visual designer for data flows. So it connects to any kind of database you can think of, any kind of web service, whatever, and it's free, it's GPL. And if you look a little closely at the flow that's defined at the top, it's very simple. You have a Salesforce database, a MySQL database that all goes into a mapper, then it gets filtered and put into an Oracle data warehouse. But it could do any number of things, right? So what's cool about this is that you have a very sophisticated mapper that can take multiple tables, merge it into one table, do mapping, joins, filters, Java expressions in there to do your stuff. Anything you want to manipulate your data and move it around. And the power of this, because we're an open source company and we care about that, is that what this is it's a Java code generator, right? Or a Perl code generator that you can then take that code and run it anywhere in your network. So we're trying to take the value of data integration that these big companies have kept to themselves and bring it to everybody. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. And I think that's it. I finished early. What?